finding that we are on the right direction, and almost all the student is gaining the benefit of efforts what we have taken. Krishna. Role of these small question is very very important, because you have seen your examination of last semester, whereby they were having um, online examination. So, but practically, professionally, in your personal and professional life, this full length things will come. Okay, but it is always seen that if you have an idea about the things in depth, then any kind of question they may ask, you'll be able to counter attack it. So let us continue with the same thing. We were there in section 9, if I am not wrong, and levy and collection of tax part were dealt with you all. All the subsections of section 9 has been discussed in your class, and we were dealing with these questions. We did two questions. One was intrastate supply of intrastate supply, and whereby we have charged CGST and SGST. Other was interstate supply, and whereby we charge IGST. And what I have taught to you earlier, this is the benefit of GST, which was not there earlier. Whether you are selling within the state or outside the state, you need not have to pay extra amount of tax. It will remain same. This has been taught to you earlier also, when we had a discussion of basics of the GST, or dual model of GST, etc. Earlier it was different. Earlier the local tax rate, that was VAT, varying from different state to state, was 12.5% in MVAT was concerned. That is why the different products are sellable at different price. Whereas CST, Central Sales Tax, was only 2%. So if there was interstate transaction, there used to be only 2% tax of rate, and there was intrastate transaction, there used to be 12.5% tax of rate. So these were the things which were there earlier in direct tax regime. But now when we are having since 2017 GST, the things will as it is. There is no one nation, one tax, one kind of selling price of one product, so on and so forth, except few products which has been notified by GST Council that they will not be covered under GST regime. On those products, still there is SENVAT which is applicable, and which is variable state to state. That is why most of the time you'll find the petroleum product, etc., which is already explained here also in section 1 and section 2, subsection 1 and subsection 2 of section 9. And one more thing I told you to understand about GST, that it's very very important that you should learn it in a manner whereby you could able to remember, recollect, and reproduce during exam. For you guys, the books is there on my website. If you'll go there, you'll find everything in a very lucrative manner is explained for you with numerous illustrations, huge number of examples. We are thankful to one of my students who is doing his final CA. He has assisted me. So from several material this thing has been prepared. These are the theoretical aspects. Very clearly pictorial diagrams were there to explain entire things, and then the simple things which we are dealing now: C of Chennai, M of Madurai, right? What kind of GST will be applicable, and how who will be liable to pay, etc., etc. So these all things you can very much do the practice at home. Very very important. Okay, don't go for ITC as if now. When we'll be there in section 16 to 21, at that point of time you will understand this component of GST. So only the basic question, yes, you should do. There is other different kind of question which are very very important. All definitions are there which you can refer and you can study. And then subsequently we are going to learn the composition scheme also. And one more thing what we have realized, that not only that GST we should learn, even exemption and all, at the same time geography's knowledge is also very important, as and when indirect tax comes, particularly and precisely GST, because there are different tax which is applicable uh, when the geographical things get changed. So immediately after this we'll be going to learn the place of supply, which is very vital and important. But for that we need to refer section 11, 11, 12 and 13 of IGST Act, not the CGST Act. So I will let you know those aspects also. So now let us continue with the questions which we have for us to practice. So this is the question number 2. Kindly get me the solution. Mr. C of Chennai supply the goods or services for 20,000 to Mr. M of Madurai. CGST and SGST rate applicable is 9% each. IGST rate is applicable 18%. Find the following. I have done little modification more with C. Will your answer be different if Mr. M is from Mumbai? For your reference, you can refer these two questions which you have done during last lecture and you can get me the answer. This much time it should not take. Okay, after a long time, Teerth, welcome. Thank you for your answer, but I think it is incomplete answer. Santosh, kindly verify. One answer is wrong, and again the elaboration is not there. But thank you, Tirth and Santosh, for participating. Thank you, Sanovar. Kajal, I can't give you hint now. First, you people try with your own. Thank you, Parth. But again, someone is giving some answer, someone is giving some other answer. Entire answer I'm still missing. No one has got me the entire answer. Great, great. Thank you. Yes, to some extent you are right now. So why it is happening? Because many of us we are not knowing whether Chennai and Madurai is in the same state or what is the geographical boundaries of it? Yes or no? So that is why I told you this is very important for all of us that we should learn not only GST but also the geography. That's very, very vital and very important. So for your kind information, I am telling you, Chennai and Madurai both are there in the same state. The name of state is Tamil Nadu, and that is why this transaction will be considered as intra-state transaction, and CGST and SGST will be applicable. Whereas if I will take Mumbai, that is coming under Maharashtra state, and then again in such cases not CGST and SGST but IGST will be applicable. So this kind of answer again today also I was not getting from you all. So I expect this kind of answer. Yes, Parth has given. This is the answer for A and B. But for C, it will be different. This is how the things will be different. And in all three cases, Mr. C will be liable to pay the tax. Of course, in first case, he will charge from M of Madurai. In second case, he will charge from M of Mumbai. Likewise. So, today also I can conclude that there is lot of practice required. Let me see. Okay, okay. No, no, not. These are the question of composition scheme that we'll be seeing later on. So once again, I will request you all that if you will see this book which comprises plenty of exercise for you to have the practice at home. Today also you could not able to got me the answer, and it's very easy to get. I don't know in first semester you have referred or not. That time also we have made the book available online to you all. We'll put my name. It will take you to that. I don't know how much. I think more than 75,000 I have already reached. More than 80. Thank you God. So it is very, very good achievement for individual person who has their website within 4 months 80,000, and thanks, credit goes to all students. If you'll go to the books segment, here is the book which I was referring just now. Just download this book. It has all the content which just now I was talking to you all. So I don't know why our college student is not referring, entire other student and teachers are referring, and this is very, very good hit. for a personal website. Okay, just wait, huh? There is one discipline. Thank you for the update. So if you'll go there, by default, if you'll download, you will get same material which I was referring just now for you all. I also downloaded from there only. Exactly the same. I'm thankful to Ashutosh who has assisted me this year. And it's a comprehensive thing. Every detail is given which we started learning, as why the indirect tax is so very important, what are the utility of indirect tax, how the GST came into existence, how the GST is so very important. Everything is mentioned over here. And then examples, small examples and all. I told you not to stress much yourself with the lengthy. Again, the things will be repeated when we will be learning ITC, because that is integral part of GST calculation. Okay. Now the composition scheme, at least now you can write today, that is section 10 of CGST Act, and then the discussion we will be taking in during next lecture, and based on that there is one or two questions which we will take up. So we have enough time, so kindly take down. Basically I wanted to make you about composition scheme. This is again a scheme whereby if the taxable person wants, provided they should fulfill this condition, they cannot be there in the GST regime and they can avail the benefit of composition scheme. In the composition scheme there is a benefit for them, very big benefit to them is like this. So if you'll see the taxability in normal GST, it is 0%, 5%, 12%, 18% and 28%. Whereas if you are covered under composition scheme, your tax rate is maximum 5%. Here it starts from 5%. So 1%, 2% or 5%. That is the biggest advantage if you are following under composition scheme. And there are exemptions also. Now again, exemptions are explained under section 11 of CGST Act. Like in direct tax we had section 10. Can you remember and recollect exemption wala? You know, 10(1) agriculture, 10(2) HUF, 10(2) A partnership, 10(5) leave travel concession, 10(10) gratuity. Can you able to recollect? Section 10 of Income Tax Act 1961 is pertaining to exemption. Am I right? Thank you, Santosh. Which we have referred during last semester. Similarly, here section 11 of CGST, section 11 of CGST Act is referring to exemptions. So we'll be having after this section 11 only about exemption. So exemptions are very important. So in exemptions there is nil tax rate. In exemption, which are wholly exempted from tax, or non-taxable supply also. That is how the government has categorized in different uh, area. But for us, it is very important to learn which are the item which has exempted under section 11. Okay, here subsection, remembering subsections are not so very important. So that much relaxation is given to the student, but it's very very important for us that we should learn uh, these are the items which are exempted. Okay, charitable activity, if pure services to the government, okay, services by the government, if the consideration is less than, likewise we have these many, almost 68 different items which are exempted. Okay, even if you refer in the book also, we have very clearly notified the exempted items in description for you all. This is all we have learned. Supply and all. Again, on supply, there are many examples which I have quoted here for you to understand. Different examples of mixed supply, composite supply, very important for you to learn. Composition scheme we will see in a subsequent lecture. Levy and collection is going on just now. We have seen. And after composition, we will be having exemption. So everything in detail it is given. Huge elaboration of these things in several pages. So these many pages we have compiled and condensed for you all in few slides, which is going to describe the entire detail about exemptions. So we'll be having these things also during lecture. So I'm just making you your planning of study, and you better study and come, because last lecture also I found students were unable to get me the answer. Only the basic computation of CGST, SGST or IGST, or what is the total value of supply, or what is the total amount to be raised through invoice. So this kind of things will not work. Now you start learning, because probably uh, end of Feb or March there will be internal exam. An external exam, if I am not wrong, it will not be beyond April. So by mid of April or end of April, exams will be conducted for you all. Okay. So study is important. Making planning of study is the most important. What to be learned, where, when, because many sections are there, and this is totally new concept. There is not plenty of books available in the market. So what we did, we collected the material from every nooks and corner. We have applied our own notes, and then we are giving these details to you all. If you'll go for the CA or CS or ICWA material, it is huge. So many things are there. So many pages are there. And again, these are old things. There are many amendment, modifications has been done. See, almost 400 pages. And same with CA material also. There also you'll find every, concept has so many pages. I don't know whether we have index page or not. If we will see every things, supply, this only consists 30 pages. Similarly, those many pages for supply, those many pages for charges, those many pages for exemption, those many pages for time and value of supply part 2, input tax credit, registration. This is half portion of GST. Many other things, payment of tax and all, that is again in explained in different chapters. So it really very vast in nature, but knowledge and applicability is there everywhere, whether you are using it in personal, professional, or you are working as article, or you are making your own practice as a chartered accountant. So this is very important for us to learn this particular subject, to apply it for our personal and professional career. With that note, I expect, of course, I'm very happy with your attendance achievement, and I expect you to learn. Like, I'm very glad that few student is always participative in the class. Others also, if they will participative, then only our objective will fulfill. Thank you. Be at home, be safe, take care of yourself, take care of your family. See you